Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the podcast. Welcome back to the podcast. This is episode 6. We're still discussing powers of the police. We're discussing the police act. We continue our discussion on powers of the police. Now we'll be talking about search powers of the police, section 48. Search powers of the police. Search powers of the police. Power to search. Section 48, subsection 1 of the Police Act 2020. A police officer may seize and retain anything for which a search has been authorized. A police officer may seize and retain anything for which a search has been authorized. Section 48, subsection 1 of the Police Act 2020. Subsection 2. In every case in which property is seized under this section, the person on whose premises it was at the time of seizure, or the person from whom it was taken, if other than the person on whose premises it was, may be summoned or arrested and brought before a court to account for his possession of the property, and the court shall make such order on the disposal of the property and may award cost as the justice of the case may be. So, where a search has been authorized for a property, as in 48 subsection 1, the police may seize and retain the property. Okay, now the person with whom the property is found, or the premises on whom the property is found, where it is a person, okay, such person may be arrested by the police and brought before a court to account for how he came about the possession of the property. So the police has the right, the authority to seize and retain a property for which a search has been authorized. Take note, a search must have been authorized for such property. Now let's proceed. An authority, 48 subsection 3 now, I'm waiting for 48 subsection 3. An authority under subsection 2 may only be given when the premises to be searched are or within the preceding 12 months have been in the occupation of a person who has been convicted of receiving stolen property, or of harboring thieves, or of any offense involving fraud or dishonesty and punishable by imprisonment. Subsection 4. While searching the premises, the police officer shall not violate human rights of persons found in the premises that is being searched. So where a police has a search warrant to search for a particular thing on the premises, while conducting the search, it shall take note and not violate the human rights of persons found in the premises. Okay, you want to search a private residence, you have a search warrant, you shall not violate the human rights, the rights of those found on the premises. Okay, take note. Now let's discuss power to stop and search, section 49 now. Power to stop and search. Policemen on the road, do they have the power to stop and search people indiscriminately, maybe a vehicle or a bus or any of those things? Power to stop and search. Section 49 of the Police Act. A police act may exercise the power to stop and search in any 1A now. Public place. In any place the public or any section of the public has access, on payment or otherwise, as of right or by virtue of express or implied permission. Okay. B. Other place to which the public has ready access at the time when it proposes to exercise the power, but which is not a private residence. So the police can exercise the power to stop and search in the public place which the public has access to. Okay, except a private residence. Let's go over the section again. Section 49. Power to stop and search. Now, 49 subsection 1. A police may exercise the power to stop and search in A. Now, 1A now. Any place the public or any section of the public has access, on payment or otherwise, as of right or by virtue of express or implied permission. B. Other place to which the public has ready access at the time when it proposes to exercise the power, but which is not a private residence. So a police can exercise a stop and search power in any public place or any place where the public has access to, that is readily available to the public, except a private residence. So you can't stop and search in a private residence. Okay, take note. 49 subsection 1. Now let's go to 49 subsection 2. A police officer may detain and search any person or vehicle. Remember, they have the power to stop and search. So maybe on the road, they search a vehicle. They can detain and search any person or vehicle. Where 2A now. Reasonable ground for suspicion exists that the person being suspected is having in his possession or conveying in any manner anything which he has reason to believe has been stolen or otherwise unlawfully obtained. So a police can arrest or detain a person or a vehicle that he has reason to believe is holding something that it is stolen or unlawfully obtained. So if a police officer believes something has been stolen and is in a vehicle, or a person has unlawfully obtained something in his possession, he may what? Detain and search such a person. 2A. Now let's go to 2B. A police officer may detain and search any person or vehicle where B, reasonable grounds for suspicion exist that such person or vehicle is carrying an unlawful article. Unlawful article. C, he may detain and search any person or vehicle where C, now, reasonable ground for suspicion that incidents involving serious violence may take place within a locality. Okay. D, he may detain and search any person or vehicle where information has been received as to a description of an article being carried or of a suspected offender. And then E, he may detain and search any person or vehicle where a person is carrying a certain type of article at an unusual time or in a place where a number of burglaries or thefts are known to have taken place recently. So a police may arrest and detain, may detain and search. The power of search, that's what we're discussing. Police may detain and search a person or a vehicle on reasonable ground or suspicion that he is in possession or the vehicle carries a property that is stolen or unlawfully obtained. Okay, carrying an unlawful property, and so on and so forth. Now, 49.3. If in the course of a search, if during a search, a police officer discovers an article which he has reasonable ground for suspecting to be a stolen or prohibited article, he may seize it. Understand that it's just reasonable ground, reasonable ground, reasonable ground, reasonable ground. Let me read it again. Section 49, subsection 3. If in the course of a search, a police officer discovers an article which he has reasonable grounds for suspecting to be a stolen or prohibited article, he may seize it. 4. An article is prohibited for the purpose of this part if it is A, an offensive weapon, B, an article, B1 now, made or adapted for use in the course of or in connection with an offense to which this section refers, B2, intended by the person having it for use by him or by some other person. Okay, now subsection 5, the offenses to which subsection 4B Roman figure 1 applies are burglary, theft, and offenses related to receiving stolen property or harboring thieves, or of any offense involving fraud or dishonesty. So a police officer, now an article that is prohibited, an article that is prohibited falls within an offensive weapon and an article. Okay, so if it's either an offensive weapon, but maybe a knife, a gun, a dagger, an axe, okay, it is prohibited. Of course, reasonable ground. The police may ask you to explain. What are you doing with a knife? Are you a slaughterman or any of those things? Now, 4B, an article that is made or adapted for use in the course or in connection with an offense to which this section refers. Now, offenses to which the section refers. Number 1, burglary. That's section 5, 49.5, subsection 5.9. The offenses to which section 4B1 applies are burglary, theft, and offenses relating to receiving stolen property or harboring thieves, or any offense involving fraud or dishonesty. Okay, now 49.6. In this part, offensive weapon means an article made or adapted for use for causing injury to person, or intended by the person having it for use by me or some other person. Okay, take note. So the police has the power to stop and search. The police has the power to detain and search any article or property for which a search has been obtained. Good. The police also has the power to stop and search any person or vehicle in a public place. Take note, and not in a private residence. Okay, in a public place and not in a private residence. We'll continue the search powers of the police in the next episode. Thank you very much. Join us in episode 7.